our Ayurveda talk. We are having a talk tonight about libido. And libido is often considered having to do with your sexual drive, but it actually also has to do with your instinctual energy. So that's what we're talking about today. But we're talking about it from an Ayurvedic point of view. Like, why would somebody be having low libido? So I was asked a few weeks ago by a couple of clients who are struggling with libido, and it's affecting their relationships. So when you are noticing that your relationship is being compromised because you have low energy or what you would call low libido, it's something you really want to fix because it can affect your whole psyche around your relationship, where you start thinking something's wrong with you, and you don't want to go down that path because it can be like a vicious cycle where you think something's wrong with me and oh my god, am I going to be able to have enough energy? And then you create this whole psychological battle inside of yourself. So first of all, libido, as far as Ayurveda is concerned, has to do with pleasure and desire, but it is connected to energy. And according to Ayurveda, your desire comes from the reproductive system, and your reproductive system is pretty low as far as the tissues and the systems that get fed from the food that you eat, from the nourishment that you bring in. It's further down. In fact, I was just having a conversation with one of my clients today who is a nurse, and I said in Ayurveda, they understand that when you take in nutrients, because we were talking about a friend who wants to get pregnant and she's having a hard time, and how can she help her? And I said, well, understanding how the body receives nutrients is very helpful. So knowing that I get food, the food comes in, and there is this prioritization of what systems and tissues receive the nutrients first. And unfortunately, the reproductive system is almost at the very bottom. And below that is your vital reserves. So if you're depleted and you're dealing with, I can't get enough energy, I have chronic fatigue or things like that, that's even further below. So reproductive system, you want to take time, like months to get, or sometimes a year, to get your body healthy, to get those tissues healthy so that that reproductive system is getting the nourishment that it needs. So when there is libido issues, it's telling you that the tissues in the reproductive system are weak. So first of all, you have to look at what you're eating, how you're eating. I would recommend doing an Ayurvedic cleanse, clean out, get toxins out of your system, and then you start building up and bring in the proper nourishment, of course, for your body type. All right, now, low libido is a symptom in many people that happens in middle age, but it can affect all ages. It happens to people even when they're younger, but it does start to become a little bit more common as we get older, unfortunately. But in addition to a weakness in the reproductive tissue, emotional factors and high stress are two huge contributors to why people end up having low libido and low energy in general. So it definitely affects your sex drive when you're stressed. You just can't, there's nothing, like you have nothing. You don't want to give. Okay, so Ayurveda looks at remedies, and the first thing they do is they want to reduce stress. So first we reduce stress, and then we want to strengthen the reproductive system, and that's going to be with your nourishment. But I would say do a cleanse first and then nourish. Ayurveda always wants to look at other causes of possible libido issues, and also, what is causing the loss of desire. Could it be because the person's dehydrated? Could it be because the person is, dealing with another physical issue, like they have some sort of a chronic issue going on in their body, autoimmune or something like that? So you got to look at all of that. So for men, if we're looking at men, there are definite techniques that you can use because there's glands that can be stimulated. And so that's something that men can do, is stimulating the glands in their sexual organs. That will help libido. There are marma points specifically that can help them. And I'm not going to demonstrate, you guys, because I don't have a lingam. But you can learn about it. And if it's something you want to know about, I can do a one-on-one appointment and then talk to you about that, because it's pretty personal. But massaging using bala oil or shatavari ghee is very good. You can even use castor oil or brahmin oil. And then you want to take ashwagandha. Remember, ashwagandha is an herb that is a builder. It's going to support your tissues. And that's what we're wanting to do with the reproductive system. We're wanting to help it, build it, help it be healthy. And ashwagandha does that. Very popular herb right now. So you would use ashwagandha in a drink. And so either with milk, but if you can't have milk, you can do water. And this is strengthening. Okay, now for women, you are not going to do ashwagandha, you're going to do shatavari. Shatavari is a great herb even for just hormones in general. So very stabilizing. And you also would have it before going to bed for both men and women with a cup of milk. Other remedies are almonds, eating raw almonds, not roasted, they are raw. And you want to take the skin off, no skin. Soak them overnight in water, and then you peel the skin off in the morning and then eat them. Very strengthening. Or you can make them into an almond drink. You can have the almonds soaked overnight, take off the skin, and then you can add a cup of warm milk, a little bit of ghee, a little bit of maple syrup, a nutmeg pinch, and a pinch of saffron. And that is a strengthening almond drink that will help the reproductive system. Also, dates are really great, also with a little bit of ginger and a little bit of cardamom and saffron again. So you can use dates, very supportive. Apple is very good as well for strengthening. And they call it an apple dessert, but you take apples and you add powdered cardamom, again, a pinch of saffron, a pinch of nutmeg, and then 10 drops of rose water. And then you have this about an hour after your meals, and that supports you. But with that particular apple little decoction, or concoction, you want to avoid milk and yogurt and fish at least 4 hours before or after eating this apple dessert. So do not mix it. That is what we call poor food combining, and it will cause an imbalance. Figs with honey are also another way of strengthening the reproductive system, and you want to have them after breakfast. So eat three figs with 1 teaspoon of honey. About an hour after that, you would have a lassi. And I'm not going to give you a recipe for lassi tonight, but you can have a lassi, which is super delicious. And that helps to restore the reproductive system and also your libido, your drive. Garlic and onions, believe it or not, is helpful. Now, you cannot have garlic and onions if you have heat symptom issues, but garlic and onions is helpful for meditation, and it's good for, hold on, let me just read this really quick. It's like an aphrodisiac. So you would use the garlic in milk. It's like an aphrodisiac. But just know that it is kind of dulling if you are doing meditation. That's what I wanted to say about the meditation. It's not ideal to have garlic and onion when you have a meditation practice. Great for your libido, not so great for meditation. Okay, and then with the onion, you want to have onion juice mixed with fresh ginger juice, and you would have that twice a day. Doesn't sound very appetizing to me, but apparently they are aphrodisiacs. So, okay, so that is our talk about low libido. And if you have any questions and you want other support, because there's a lot of other things that you can do that we can go into detail about, but that really should be a one-on-one appointment. So make that appointment with me so that I can help you with the Ayurvedic tips.